a real privilege for me to introduce the president of the Neo-Humanist movement, Dada Shambhu Shivananda. And he's going to be offering us his opening speech, which is full of really rich thoughts, I know, because I've cheated and I've had a look at it, but it's a great speech. I'm going to pass over to you to welcome everybody officially to this conference. Thank you, Dada.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. All my dear friends, esteemed colleagues, and the well-wishers for a brighter future, it is my great pleasure from the core of my heart to extend a very, very warm welcome to all the participants on behalf of dozens of volunteers and presenters of this 2020 Neo-Humanist Conference. We are greatly encouraged by the overwhelming response from every corner of the globe. Thank you very much for joining us in this event. You know, the world is faced today with multiple crises, leading to widespread economic strain and psychological stress. The pandemic has created havoc. The health of the people is at risk. Communities face disasters more frequently as climate change poses new threats. And if we are not prepared, these calamities turn into disasters. Xenophobia spreads. Gender and racial inequality still pervades. Trust in information and science is declining. Authoritarianism is on the rise. Wealth disparities see no sign of ebbing. Materialism still dominates. Moral and cultural degeneration is a serious concern. Fear and insecurity abound. The list is endless. At such a critical juncture, we are hosting this global virtual conference with the hope and conviction that we can face the challenges to build a loving, caring, and nurturing society where each living being born on this earth can thrive and reach their full potential. The neo-humanist vision of humanity strives to broaden the scope of humanity to include loving care for all forms of life on earth. How can all creatures be enabled to collaborate and live in peace with self and each other? I am delighted to report that almost 800 delegates from 80 countries have come forward to begin this initial dialogue on the neo-humanist solutions for a world in crisis. And these people who have registered with us, they are from Mongolia to Timor-Leste, from Sweden to South Africa, from Canada to Peru and Bolivia, and they from all parts of the world. And we are conscious that not all can be present in every session. And that is why we have made the provision for recording each session so that nobody will be deprived of what goes on in each session. Now, neither these crises are likely to end with this conference, nor our determination to find out and highlight innovative solutions will stop following this conference. So let us consider this virtual global gathering as a baby step and build upon whatever we share during the next 3 days. In this conference, we are seeking a deeper understanding of the issues facing today's world. We hope to identify common patterns in today's problems that we as humanity face. We encourage thinking beyond the silos of academic discipline or practice and exploration of linkages between seemingly distinct problems to inspire innovative solutions. We hope the conference will strengthen the connection between new humanist theory and practice, mobilize broader, more diverse participation, and build bridges and collaboration between disciplines, projects, and individuals. Thematically, this conference is spanning diverse areas such as personal and social transformation, socioeconomic system alternatives, climate changes and disaster preparedness, food security and agriculture, sustainable energy and habitats, global governance, social equality in terms of gender, race, or marginalized communities, education, microvita as a new scientific paradigm, yoga, meditation, health and well-being, arts and consciousness, planetary leadership, and all the allied topics. The task we have undertaken is not easy. We are very privileged to have among us many leading academics, new humanist thought leaders, devoted practitioners, artists and musicians, activists, relief workers, educators, researchers, historians, wellness guides, futurists, and the voices of both wise elders and young visionaries. We look forward to your inputs and guidance, as well as we continue to build broader coalitions and alliances for a better future for all. From the floor, I hear many voices, like we cannot solve the problems from the same level of consciousness which has created them. So we must work unitedly towards raising the collective consciousness of one and all. Also, we need a moral framework. It appears some of the biggest problems are not technical issues, but moral issues. Who will bell the cat? How shall we reverse the power balance in favor of the collective interest rather than mere individual interest for selfish pleasure? It is always easy to see problems outside than to see the devil within us. I also hear the future is not a destination, but a direction. The future is not carved in stone. We together can co-create the future with our collective will and united efforts. And we cannot go on the old merry way. We have already crossed the planetary boundaries of resource usages. We need to rethink our development alternatives and the growth models that have become sacrosanct despite being proved unsustainable and unviable. We cannot also go on back to the old normal because the old normal was no longer working in the first place. So we need new narratives, new pathways for the future that are pragmatic and workable options. Furthermore, I also hear that impossible is possible. One can hardly imagine that a small seed can become a big oak tree and live for hundreds of years, providing shade to the passers-by. The neo-humanist ideology is such an optimist worldview, which is an all-inclusive, transformative, and progressive. It blends reason and faith and offers hope for a better world for all species on the earth and for all times to come. So with this conviction, I want to add that everybody wants freedom, happiness, prosperity, progress, and justice. Every community, every individual wants it. But we cannot have these unless entire humanity adopts a lifestyle that respects the interest of others as well as their own. Human civilization is like a tree. The moment we separate the trunk from its roots, the entire tree, along with its branches and leaves, become dry. This is the condition of the society today. We have separated ourselves from our spiritual roots, and the net result is a world divided by factionalism, vested interests, and self-centered politics. New humanism calls for allowing the light of spirit to be brought into our lives and relationships. Wisdom will sprout and flourish in such an environment of live and let live. If we wish for changes to occur in the world today, we cannot lose sight of deeper narratives that underpin our belief systems. We need a deeper reflection on why we are all here on this earth and what is our individual and collective responsibility. Energy, ecology, economy, health, education, governance, and culture are all intertwined, but their intimate connection lies at the submolecular level. Hence, a microvita-led new scientific paradigm and intuition-based new humanist worldview could possibly help us greatly in building a harmonious world beyond the apparent contradictions, complexities, and chaos. Let us find a way where the interests of one and all are respected and honored, including the other species and the seeming mute earth. When we begin to recognize the interconnectedness between us and everything else in this cosmos, we shall no longer find ourselves powerless. Rather, we shall know that the force that guides the stars is also within each one of us, and surely it will lead our way towards a blissful future for one and all. Thank you very much for your time, and welcome once again.